So it should come as absolutely no surprise that Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners are playing host to yet another loaded weekend of some of college football's top prospects. But today, we need to turn our attention to a prospect that has Oklahoma in their final two, because Michael Hawkins will be choosing between Oklahoma and TCU here very shortly, and whoever he chooses is going to be over the moon. But whoever he chooses could put that institution in prime position for a five-star tight end in the class of 2025, Devon Mitchell. Something we have got to break down. But before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Do you believe that the Oklahoma Sooners can land both Mitchell and Hawkins? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And I want to see if we can get 75 subscribers off of this video alone in the next few days, because the support y'all have shown is unbelievable, and we're on a push to 20,000 subscribers. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And we need to start with the very gifted signal caller, Michael Hawkins. And this is an individual that multiple institutions really wanted. However, looks like it's going to be a final two of TCU and Oklahoma. And wherever he chooses, either TCU or Oklahoma, either institution is going to be very happy. But if it is the Oklahoma Sooners, well, this could put Oklahoma in really interesting positions for one of the nation's best prospects in the class of 2025. A prospect who, if I'm not mistaken, one of the live streams we did not long ago, we were talking about recruiting, and one of the guys made mention that Mitchell could reclassify to the class of 2024. Now, if that's the case, if Oklahoma was to land Michael Hawkins, that could put them in prime position to double down and land Devon Mitchell. And if he reclassifies, I personally believe he will probably still be a five-star tight end. It reminds me a lot of the Des Ricks reclassification last year, where Ricks reclassified was the number one cornerback in the class of 2024, and when he reclassified, he was like the number 17 player in the class of 2023 as a junior. That's how talented he was. Well, Devon Mitchell is going to be much the same, in my opinion, if he reclassifies. I haven't seen anything on that, but I do remember us having a conversation on live, and one of the guys, and I think it was PG, and if y'all know PG, he's real connected when it comes to recruiting. He was talking about how Mitchell could be reclassifying, and that this relationship, Mitchell and Hawkins, is one that we need to watch. And I've known that Hawkins was a prospect we need to watch because he could carry implications. Look, whenever we look at where he plays, he has supreme familiarity with some of the nation's top prospects. Furthermore, if we look at the class of 2024, the state of Texas is absolutely loaded with gifted prospects that every institution in the nation would like to get in on the ground level. If you get a quarterback from that state, well, you have to like your chances of being able to successfully land other prospects. And in the case of the Oklahoma Sooners, you look at some of the recruiters you have on staff, and they have supreme relationships to the state of Texas, and specifically the DFW Metroplex, which I think could be a really compelling factor. But in the case of Devon Mitchell, he's not in the state of Texas anymore. He's in California, but I don't know that that's going to affect his ultimate decision. There are several institutions vying for this five-star tight end, but he will be on Oklahoma's campus this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And that could be huge for the Sooners, especially with April 8th right around the corner when Michael Hawkins is set to commit. Because if Michael Hawkins, as I keep saying, commits to Oklahoma and Mitchell was just on a visit to the Sooners, that could help his process out. And though I have no doubt that every institution that can get in a pitch to Mitchell is going to continue doing so, he's talked before, I believe to Chad Simmons of On3, that Oklahoma he felt was his number one school, and a school that he is really, really high on right now. So if that's already his number one school, and he's got a pre-existing relationship with Michael Hawkins, and Michael Hawkins could be committing to Oklahoma or TCU on the 8th, we can start to see the picture that's being formed right in front of our very eyes. Look, we've talked about this at length. You can doubt Oklahoma if you'd like, but the results are being given to you in recruiting. I liken building an environment, building a program to like building a house. The first thing that has to be done is the foundation. And if your foundation is shaky, it's going to be very difficult to be successful. It's one of the reasons why I push back on people whenever they point to me and say, but Texas recruited so well for so long. It was fluff. It was fluff. It was a foundation that they hoped when you look at it, you say, yeah, that checks inspection, but they hoped you never checked the foundation. It's what this new coaching staff for Texas does. Well, now it's about development, something we need to watch. But there is no question that Brent Venables and this coaching staff for Oklahoma, they know how to build a foundation. And it's not one that's just for fluff. It's not one that's just to hopefully pass the eye check. They've opened up shop and are welcoming in inspectors. I can't wait to see what ends up happening. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.